All right, it's late, but it's here. It's the 2008 recap in the world of MMA. Let's get to talking about it, yeah?
All right. So starting off, knockout of the year.
I'm going to give knockout of the year to Rory Markham kicking that dude in the fucking neck at Ultimate Fight Night, I think 17 it was. Rory Markham, vicious kicks to the carotid artery. He's a stud.
Well, it was very interesting. It was. It was a great kick, like no other. But I'd have to say Rashad Evans versus Chuck Liddell. That right overhand hook just demolished him in UFC 88. It was vicious.
It did. Chuck Liddell looked like he was dead. But it was amazing. You think he's a wrestler, then he just knocks you out with the fist. It's amazing.
All right, submission of the year.
Oh, talking about amazing, has to be Miguel Torres versus Chase Beebe. When Miguel Torres won the belt in the 135-pound weight division, he kind of got it with a modified guillotine choke. He went under and then kind of got a rear naked grip on it. Chase Beebe spit his mouthpiece out right before he tapped, and it was just beautiful. It was a submissions chain. It went from one to another, and he caught him with that modified guillotine choke.
I'm going to have to say it'd be Shinya Aoki versus Nagata. Shinya Aoki did the Go-Go Plata from Mount, and he's done it more than once in his career.
That's right, from Mount. It's not an easy thing to do, and the guy can just do it and make it look easy. Kudos to that. What about the event of the year?
What about it?
Well, what do you think?
Well,
in your opinion.
In my opinion, IMO, I'm going to have to say UFC 92 was the event of the year, for sure. You had Rashad versus Griffin, you had Jackson versus Silva, and you had Nogueira versus Mir. 2 title shots and just pure amazing fights right there. I mean, look, you saw Rashad just demolish Griffin with that just
brutal ground and pound.
It was relentless. And then Jackson just knocking Silva out.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And then, sadly to say, Mir beating Nogueira.
Yeah, heartbreaker.
It was.
And that makes for a good card, but you know what else does? A dynamite heavyweight division. And Affliction's got one. They put it on display in their first ever event at Band. Like Pedro Hizzo had a rematch with Josh Barnett, ended with a stellar knockout. Andrei Arlovsky put Ben Rothwell's 13-fight winning streak to a halt when he stopped him in the third through flying knees, beautiful boxing with coaches like Freddie Roach, you know? And, of course, Fedor just beat the living shit out of Tim Sylvia, 36 seconds, choked him out, sent him home. I'll love that every day. Best event of the year, Affliction Band.
All right, how about Beatdown of the year?
Beatdown of the year, definitely going to go with Melvin Manho grabbing a hold of Sakuraba's leg and just dragging him out and landing a punch and then hammer fisting on his face and beating a legend.
Well, that was a good fight.
That was good. It was brutal.
It was.
Brutal.
But is it anything compared to Brock Lesnar versus Heath Herring? Just coming out straight from the bell, just knocking Heath Herring on his ass, making him do a backward somersault across the cage.
Yeah. Like, he just jumps on him.
And just jumps on him and beats his ass for 3 rounds straight.
That's good.
It was.
That was good. I don't like Heath Herring. Sorry.
I don't either.
Okay, cool. Agreed.
And that was UFC 87.
Good call. Melvin Manho stomped on Sakuraba at Dream 4.
Dream 4, it was.
Yeah, legit.
How about Fight of the Year?
Fight of the Year, IMO. I'm going to pick Uriah Faber battling Jens Pulver. It was a 5-round war, you know, back and forth the whole time. Well, not so much. It was more domination by Uriah Faber. And it was just a great fight. They're going to do it again because it's badass.
It was. Yeah. It was a great fight.
WC 36.
Well, I'm going to have to say Fight of the Year goes to UFC 92, Griffin versus Evans. Rashad knocking Griffin down. I mean, just totally ground and pound right there. Forrest had the entire match the entire time. But then Rashad came back and just
caught that kick and just took him down and didn't stop hitting him until Steve said stop.
It was a good call.
What about bad calls?
Bad calls. I think we have both agreed upon,
Anything involving Steve Stappagatti.
except the Rashad and Griffin fight.
That's questionable. All right, what about a Warrior of the Year? Who are you giving that to?
I'm going to have to say Warrior of the Year should go to Matt Hamill. He's deaf, but he goes out there and wants to win regardless of his disability. He's got so much heart going into it. He knows he's got a disability, but he fights it and keeps fighting forward for the win. Matt Hamill.
My Warrior of the Year does the same thing. Miguel Torres beat a badass and Chase Beebe to get the 135-pound belt. Then defended it twice in 1 year against top-quality competition. Easily, Miguel Torres, Warrior of the Year.
Well, that brings us to Breakthrough Fighter of the Year.
And in my opinion, we're going to go with Damian Maia for bringing in that world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and choking people to sleep.
How about Eddie Alvarez? He started out in Elite XC, and then he moved to Dream and did great.
The guy's a warrior. He's got just incredible spirit. Stand-up combinations to die for, power in both fists. It's awesome. Eddie Alvarez for the win.
Let's do a little bit of appearance here. How about we go to Best Hairdo?
All right, how about it? What?
Well, who do you think had the best hairdo?
I know who's got the best hairdo. Who do you think's got it?
I know for sure Clay Guida has got the best hairdo. He's got a mop for a top.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're hitting when you swing, and he's got that bob and weave. It's going everywhere.
He does. He looks like a caveman, kind of.
He does.
In a badass way.
Go Geico.
All right, well, I'm picking it's a tie. I had to give it to Andrei Arlovsky and that Belarusian mullet he's growing. It's just so awesome.
Vicious.
And who else has a styling mullet? Miguel Torres. It's a tie, guys.
Well, we come to decide on the worst hairdo that it has got to be
Jonathan Goulet. Consistently horrible. Whoever cuts your hair should be shot in the face.
Who puts red here on your head? Seriously.
Nobody's bought you yet, it looks like, man. All right, let's talk about letdowns. What's the biggest letdown of the year for you?
I'm going to have to say, again, UFC 92, and it'd have to be Nogueira versus Mir. Everyone picked Nogueira, but it was just a big upset with Mir for the win.
All right, I'm going to say without a doubt, UFC 90. I was there cheering for Cote. I'm a giant nut hugger of him. And he blew his knee out in the third round, just hopping around. His knee blew out, and they fell down. Or he fell down. It's horrible. And it was just a boner killer.
Well, 2008 was a great year.
I hope 2009 is even better. Yeah. All right, make it happen. I'm wasted.